3.
Exactly. So even if the inventory would sell out in 5 months, actually every month we're getting back in twice as many homes as are selling. And you can see that trend throughout the beginning of the year as well. So, the second thing I want you to think about as we're going through this pricing is positioning your home. I sent you this postcard that talked about your real estate life preserver. This is in the pre-listing package, I'll show you. And what it talks about is product, price, promotion, and position. Product, we already have the house in perfect condition. It shows very well. That should not be an issue. Price, we're going to think about as we go through this. Position, we want to look at how we position your home. I mean, there's a range of price that we can use, but we want to make sure we position your home so you have the most hits, both with internet searches and buyer searches. So we're going to come back to this after we've gone through the individual properties.
Okay.
And then promotion is the marketing plan that you've seen in the package. So we'll come back to this. Second thing I did was just looking at Ashburn Farm and how many properties have sold and are on the market this year so far. These are just all the detached houses since the first of the year. Right now there are 13 active listings. There are 8 under contract, 58 have sold and closed. There are 19 that are expired or withdrawn. Those homes failed to sell. And then 1 temporarily off the market. Now if you take this 58 sold and 8 under contract, that's 66, and divide it by 10 months, you come out with 6.6 selling on average per month, which with only 13 actively on the market would seem like there's only a 2-month supply. But look how many homes are over 60 days on the market. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of the 13. So again, you have to be really careful about price when you go on the market. Now what I did was select homes that are in your neighborhood, similar in size to yours. And this is the information I used, but I brought specifics about each one of those properties. So your home is the first one, 43-179 Rockfield Court. And by the way, this was an actual listing that I took last June. So you have 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. Your total finished square feet on both levels is 3136, and your lot size is just over half an acre, 25,265. And you've noted, we have a large fenced private yard with wonderful landscaping and the large composite deck with built-in lighting and the custom landscaping. But take a look at this map up here in the corner. See where your home is marked. What is this right next to it?
The Greenway.
Exactly, the Dulles Greenway. And so if you were a buyer out there looking at this map, what would be your first assumption about the proximity of this home?
They might have some concern about noise.
Exactly. So even though you have a better lot than just about any other home in this community in your size range, this Greenway location actually probably negates the advantage that you have in the parcel. Does that make sense? Okay, well then let's look at the others that are currently on the market. The first one we have here is 43-120 Winter Grove Drive. Now, have you seen this house? Are you familiar with it?
I've driven by it, but I haven't been in it.
Okay, now it's about half a mile away from here, and how many bedrooms does it have? 5. And how many baths?
4.5.
And how many square feet?
3601.
So that means it's about 500 square feet larger than yours.
Mm-hmm.
And look at the lot size, 11,326, and it's on the market at?
599,000.
Right. And this house has lots of bump outs, a freshly stained deck, a nice covered front porch, and then an in-law suite in the basement and sunroom and greenhouse addition. And see how long it's been on the market?
15 days.
Right. So this is somebody that you're currently competing with. And how does this house compare to yours?
It's a little larger. It has a smaller lot, of course.
Right. Okay. So probably actually pretty comparable in size and amenities to yours. So let's go to the next house. Now this one at 43-189 Bell Green Drive is right around the corner from you. Right, you're here, here's Bell Green. How many bedrooms?
4,
How many baths?
4.5,
And how many square feet?
4,062.
Right, it's actually a larger footprint house with some open space in the foyer and family room, so it has a larger finished basement area than yours. And the lot size?
11,326.
Exactly. And then also, see what it's on the market for?
625,000.
Right, absolutely. And this house for upgrades has 3 faux baths upstairs, plus a sunroom that leads to the deck and patio. And how many days on the market?
16.
Okay, so that's still under your 30-day time frame. Now, this home at 43-198 Rockfield Court is right on your street. So have you seen this house?
I've been in there for a party.
Okay, great. So how many bedrooms does it have?
5,
How many baths?
3.5,
How many square feet?
4152.
Exactly, so that is a full 1,000 square feet larger than yours. And the lot size?
8712.
Right, so it is a little bit smaller lot than yours. And how much is it on the market for?
659.9.
Right, this guy, as much as he might be your friend, he's in fantasy land, isn't he?
I would think so.
Okay, good. So it has 5 bedrooms on the upper level, a wet bar and second fireplace, and a screened rear porch with a deck. And look how many days on the market.
40.
Right, and by the way, this one's still on the market. So 40 days, you've got to be sold sooner than that, don't you?
We do.
Okay, great. So this is what the buyers who will be looking at your home can be comparing it to. Make sense?
Mhm.
Now let's look at the solds, because this is what the buyers and the appraisers are going to be looking at. So, the house at Summit Hill Court, did you get a chance to see this while it was on the market?
I did not.
Okay. Well, it is pretty close to yours, actually, just a street and a half away, and it is a cul-de-sac lot. So, how many bedrooms?
5,
And how many baths?
3.5,
And how much square feet?
3662.
So about the same size as yours. It has a 10,000 square foot lot. What's the price?
599,000.
Okay, that was the listed price. Look what it sold for.
600,000.
And look how many days.
2.
Exactly. So cul-de-sac lot, 5 bedrooms, a little bit smaller lot than yours, but new carpet, fresh paint, remodeled kitchen. Sounds a lot like your house, doesn't it?
It does.
Okay, great. So that's a good one that we need to hold on to. All right, Elmhurst Court. Elmhurst is over off of Wayside Circle, so probably 3/4 of a mile away. How many bedrooms does this house have?
4,
And how many baths?
3.5,
And how many square feet?
3865.
Okay, and the lot size here is 11,761, but if you look at where it's located, it actually backs to parkland. So this owner has the benefit of the land without the responsibility for it. So what was the listed price?
610,000.
And what did it sell for?
607,500.
Okay, well, another thing we need to look at here, though, is this subsidy. Do you know what subsidy means?
Closing costs?
Buyer's closing costs that the seller paid on the buyer's behalf. So the net price on this house was actually $591,200. Now, this home had a first floor study with bookcases, built-in bookcases and French doors, a wet bar, butler pantry in the island, jacuzzi tub and walk-in closets, a walkout basement onto a flagstone patio, and the basement also had a kitchenette, and there's a screened-in porch off the main level that opens to a deck. So there's a lot going on with this house, isn't there?
Mhm.
And see how long it took to sell?
15 days.
So that sold at a net of $591. Alrighty. This one on Springwater, again, is actually the next group of streets up from yours, but again, really close to the Greenway. So they don't back right up, but they may also have some residual noise from the Greenway. So how many bedrooms?
5,
And how many baths?
3.5,
And how many square feet?
4124.
Okay, great. And this is on a 7,400 square foot lot, so pretty small. And this house was listed at?
$639,900.
And it sold for?
$618,000.
Great. And this one had custom designed granite island with seating in the inviting kitchen, 4 bedrooms upstairs with full walk-in closets. And see how long it took to sell.
3 weeks.
Right, and do we really have that much time to get your home
That's
sold?
about all we have.
Okay, great. So now that you've seen this, I have a, this is back to our positioning. What we want to do, agents and buyers mostly, when they type in their search, you search for houses on the internet, don't you?
Mhm.
So do you type 552,000 to 583,000? Or do you type 550 to 600?
550 to 600.
Okay. Trust me, everyone does, including all the real estate agents out there. So, when you are on a specific price break, if someone is searching from 550 to 600, your home will show up on their list. Does that make sense? And it'll probably be, it'll be the most expensive on the list, but it will be there.
If it were 600.
If it was at 600. Now, if they're searching from 600 to 650, you also show up on that list, and you're the best value. You'll actually be the first house on the list if it's in order by price range. Now, in looking at the properties we just talked about, if someone is searching for your, from 550 to 600, is your neighbor that's on the market at 599, are they showing up in that list?
Yes.
But not this one, right?
Correct.
Okay. And then the one that's listed at 625, that's active 16 days on the market, is that showing up on both lists or only one?
Just one.
And this one, your neighbor, the one in Fantasyland that's at 659.9, is he showing up at all on either list?
Not in this range.
Exactly. And as you can see, your most close comparable sales have been at 591, 200, and $600,000. And that was 15 days on market and 2 days on market. So Dan, based on what we see here today, what price would you select that would create value in the eyes of the buyer and make them decide to buy your home rather than the competition?
Well, we need the most exposure we can get. I would say 600,000.
Okay, great. Well, surprisingly, that's exactly the price that I'm going to recommend for you. So Dan, will you list your home with me for that price tonight?
Sure.
Okay, great. We have contracts right here in this booklet. Let's go ahead and sign the contract. There you go. All right. Okay, you're only 4 minutes late.
Okay.
All right, that's it. That is a successful listing appointment, and one that happens to me over and over and over and over again because I'm scripted. Can you tell? I read every word. And I've read every word over and over again for many, many years in order to be able to be as natural as I was, considering that I'm a nervous wreck in front of all of you, but absolutely natural in front of a seller. So what questions can I answer for you?
Have a real quick
Yes.
technical one. On your comp sheets,
Mhm.
like 43198 Rockhill Court,
Uh-huh.
is the list price says $599. You hand wrote in $659.
Right, because when it was originally listed, I went back to a property that I listed in the spring to put this together. They're actually down to $599 and still on the market because they selected the wrong price from the very beginning.
Okay, so they listed, is that the original list price?
That's the original list price.
Okay, and then down at the bottom it says, you got
40 days on market?
Yeah.
That's what it was when I did this listing presentation.
versus what was,
Now it's at 191.
I guess I'm confused, the MLS pre-printed number says like 117.
Right, and 117 MLS and 191 for the property.
Okay, so it was 40 as of that.
It was
MLS.
40 as of the day that I did my presentation.
So what does the 117 mean versus 191?
It means that the listing agent took the property off the market after, 75 days and relisted it with another MLS number, but it's actually been on the market 191. So, yes.
Pam, how do you handle, like, he was very smooth and very reasonable individual,
Uh-huh.
and I'm sure, obviously, you had the property that still is on the market, and they priced it too high, they wanted it too high.
Sure.
So, how did you handle that, when you went in with your comp, your CMA, showed them what you felt, I'm sure your property suggested price was not $659.9?
Right.
And they said, no, we absolutely want to have it this way anyway. How did you handle that?
Well, part of that, handling, too high a price that they wanted, because seriously, he said, I think my home will be worth between $625 and $650. And part of the way I handled that was to draw this very specific picture. Because the market is the market. And it really doesn't matter, especially in this situation where there was high motivation.
Yeah.
They need to know the truth
Yeah.
about what's going on. And as a friend of mine, a coach, says, the truth will set you free, but first it will really piss you off. That's why I send the market analysis in advance,
Mhm.
so they can have that oh my God moment